Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? I know I let you down. I said I was going to do 100 in a row and I missed a day. I'm sorry. But we'll keep it rolling either way and do my best to keep these coming. Now, I want to talk a bit about today. By the way, before I jump into that, if you guys like these videos, subscribe, comment, and share. And you can hit that notification bell to join me when I upload these. Because again, this is a little coffee in the morning. I got my coffee right here, a little breakfast training talk, and I'm glad to have you all tune in today. So today I want to talk a little bit about progression. So in training, there's always obviously the need or the want to probably improve. Training can be about maintaining at times. It's certain times of year you actually, if you're in sport or whatever, your emphasis might just be on maintaining and retaining what you've already built. But more times than not, it's about progressing, getting better, right? Getting stronger, getting more powerful, whatever it might be, it's about some form of progression. Now, the issue with progression is that progression is a time-dependent phenomenon. We, as humans, or at least myself, do a very bad job at understanding what progression actually looks like. For me, I've been many times caught up in the idea that progression means getting better every day, right? Progression's time dependent every day. However, getting better, but more times than not, getting stronger or more powerful every day. But progression comes in many different forms, both in terms of time and how we even assess progression as a whole. So one way you can think about progression is the obvious. Am I getting stronger, more powerful? And that typically takes place over months, years. It's not day to day. And when you think about looking at your progress, more times than not, an easy way to look at your progress effectively, and something I find a little more applicable, is looking at raising your basement. That is not being so concerned about what's your best, but the fact that your worst is getting better. If you raise your basement, your worst getting better, then you know that your peak ability is going to get better, but also that if you are a performer, your worst performance is less, meaning your consistently higher performance is more likely to an extent. So that's progression in terms of power, strength, and so on. I like to think about raising my basement. What's my, worst? Sometimes I'm tired and I bench press or I lift or I jump. I go, well, I'm tired, but that's actually a heck of a lot better. That used to be my best. If we just chase peaks, the top point, those only really happen when we are really fresh and in a certain state of readiness to actually perform that. If we're so focused on a peak, it's easy to not make progress because peaks only happen so often. But you can always suck. So your basement is always present, and more times than not, you can be pretty mindful as to whether or not, that's better than what I did before about how I felt. The second form of progression is actually in the form of movement. Now, this can be kind of two subcategories. Am I doing the movement better? The technique of my movement. You can get better at the skill of performing an exercise, right? I'm getting better at bench press. I'm getting better at doing a clean. I'm getting better and more comfortable and more stable in a Bulgarian split squat. I feel X, Y, and Z better. Progression in terms of that movement or progressing into a new movement. I could not do skips and bounds and hops and jumps before. Now I can. Maybe within a just single movement spectrum. For example, I used to not be able to do single leg repeat bounds. Now I can do single leg repeat bounds a lot. And that progression might have come in the form of doing skipping and then bounding and then 2 each leg and 2 the other leg and then 3 each leg, 3 the other leg, and eventually I can do 5 in a row. So progression in terms of that movement, of the movement itself, the skill getting better. I could always have physically done 5 in a row, assuming that's my ultimate goal, let's just for example, but I got the skill of doing it better. Or you might say, I'm actually progressing to a more difficult movement, like a drop jump, a depth jump, or a box jump, changing the height of the box, or maybe even the hurdles you're jumping over, or the type of bar you're using. I don't know what it might be, but the idea is progression comes in many different forms. And so us as a coach, us as athletes, us as wanting to get better, whatever you are, think about progression beyond just that of the physical. It's really easy to get caught up in the peaks, the physical best. What's my best body weight, my best body fat percentage, my best bench press, my best sprint time, my best squat, my best box jump. But think about the aggregated average getting better. This month I'm better. This week I'm better. My baseline is better. My worst is better than before. So just something to think about. And again, just as we try and focus on progression, because that's what training is about, we want to actually make sure that we're not hurting ourselves by, yes, trying to progress, but being so obsessed with it and not looking at it through the multiple lenses it can be looked at, we actually miss progression and set us back. So I appreciate you guys listening. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to drink my coffee now, eat my breakfast. As always, take care. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. And as always, if you enjoy these videos, feel free to comment, share, and like. I'm going to try and get back on the consistency here. I missed one day, but I did do a bonus episode, so I have done as many episodes as days as this has been around, but you get the idea. Whatever, we're going to keep it rolling. I appreciate y'all and take care.